Welcome to Men Gigs. Here is a quote to kickstart this discussion. Out of suffering have emerged the strongest souls. The most massive characters are seared with scars. Khalil Gibran. Gentlemen, welcome to yet another enlightening exploration into the unique world of Sigma males. We're diving headfirst into a topic that resonates deeply with many of you. The connection between Sigma males and toxic family environments. You see, life doesn't just hand out adversities for the sake of suffering. It shapes us, molds us, and carves out our destinies through the furnace of challenges. If you've ever felt like the odd one out in a chaotic, dysfunctional family, you're not alone. In fact, you're likely part of a rare breed of men, the Sigma males, who rise above their circumstances and turn toxicity into a gift. In this video, we'll explore 10 profound reasons why being born into a toxic family wasn't just fate's cruel joke, but a necessary crucible that forged you into a resilient, independent, and unstoppable force. Before we get started, hit that subscribe button, give this video a like, and join our growing community of forward-thinking men who are unlocking their potential one Sigma trait at a time. Now let's break this down step by step. Number 1. The battlefield of early life. Resilience born in chaos. Life in a toxic family is like living in a stormy sea without a life raft. Arguments erupt without warning. Emotional turbulence becomes the norm. And as a Sigma male, you learn early on to weather these storms. But this constant chaos builds a muscle most people never develop: resilience. Take Viktor Frankl, the author of Man's Search for Meaning. He wrote about finding purpose amid the horrors of the Holocaust. While your toxic family might not compare to those extreme circumstances, the lesson is the same. Adversity breeds strength. Think about it. Every time you faced emotional turmoil, you became better at navigating life's curveballs. While your peers were fretting over minor inconveniences, you were learning how to master your emotions and rise above. Imagine a young boy who grows up in a home filled with shouting and criticism. Instead of succumbing to the negativity, he channels his energy into self-improvement, excelling in academics or mastering a craft. That's the Sigma way, turning struggle into strategy. Number 2. The lone wolf instinct. Survival in solitude. Most people fear being alone. Sigma males? They thrive in solitude. Growing up in a toxic family, you probably found peace in your own company because the alternative was constant drama. This solitude wasn't a punishment. It was a sanctuary. Consider Susan Cain's Quiet, the power of introverts in a world that can't stop talking. She highlights how solitude fosters creativity, problem-solving, and emotional growth, all traits Sigma males excel at. In your alone time, you discovered your passions, honed your skills, and developed a sense of independence that few can match. While others rely on external validation, you learn to validate yourself. Think of Nikola Tesla, the quintessential lone wolf. He spent countless hours alone, working on groundbreaking inventions. Like Tesla, your time in solitude wasn't wasted. It was an investment in your future. Number 3. The emotional gym. Strength from struggles. Emotional resilience isn't handed out freely. It's earned. And in a toxic family, you were enrolled in life's emotional gym from day one. Every argument, every passive-aggressive remark was like lifting a heavier emotional weight. Psychologist Angela Duckworth, in her book Grit, emphasizes the importance of perseverance and passion for achieving long-term goals. As a Sigma male, you embody this principle. You've faced emotional challenges and emerged not just unscathed, but stronger. Picture a teenager who deals with constant criticism from a parent. Instead of internalizing the negativity, he channels his frustration into building a career or pursuing a passion. That's emotional alchemy, gentlemen. Number 4. The power of observing dysfunction. Growing up in a toxic family, you probably spent a lot of time sitting quietly, watching the chaos unfold. While others were swept up in the drama, you became an observer, analyzing patterns, behaviors, and motives. This skill makes Sigma males masters of human psychology. As Malcolm Gladwell discusses in Blink, the power of thinking without thinking, the ability to make snap judgments based on observation, is a powerful tool. You've honed this skill through years of studying dysfunction. Think of Sherlock Holmes. While everyone else focuses on the obvious, he notices the subtle details that reveal the bigger picture. That's you, gentlemen, a master observer. Number 5, the unbreakable spirit, turning pain into power. Pain has a way of either breaking people or building them. Sigma males always choose the latter. You didn't let the toxic environment crush your spirit. Instead, you used it as fuel to propel yourself forward. Nelson Mandela once said, "I never lose. I either win or learn." That's the Sigma mindset. Every hardship becomes a lesson, every setback a stepping stone. Consider someone like Elon Musk, who faced relentless criticism and failure early in his career. Yet he turned those experiences into fuel for his groundbreaking innovations. Like Musk, you've learned to transform pain into progress. Number 6, the art of boundary setting. Toxic families have a way of testing your limits. Sigma males quickly learn the importance of setting boundaries, not to isolate themselves, but to protect their energy. As Brené Brown discusses in Daring Greatly, setting boundaries is a form of self-respect. It's about saying, I value myself enough to limit the access others have to my energy. Imagine a man who finally decides to distance himself from a manipulative family member. He's not being cruel. He's prioritizing his mental health. That's a Sigma move, practical, not personal. Number 7, the gift of independence. Mastering the art of self-reliance. Growing up in a toxic family often means realizing at an early age that you're on your own. Promises are broken, support is conditional, and you quickly learn that relying on others might only lead to disappointment. But instead of letting this break you, it builds you. Sigma males transform this harsh reality into their ultimate strength, independence. Think of it as a crash course in self-reliance. While others are still relying on handouts, you've already built your own metaphorical toolbox, ready to tackle life's challenges head-on. Independence, gentlemen, is not just freedom from relying on others. It's the power to shape your destiny. Philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche said it best, "He who cannot obey himself will be commanded." You, as a Sigma male, have learned to obey no one but yourself. This autonomy makes you a rarity in a world where most people are shackled by dependency. Consider this example. Imagine a boy growing up in a family where asking for help is met with ridicule. He decides to teach himself everything, from fixing a broken faucet to navigating life's complex dilemmas. By adulthood, this man is practically unshakable, equipped to handle whatever comes his way. Now let's sprinkle in some humor. If life were a sitcom, your toxic family would be the chaotic ensemble cast, and you'd be the resourceful main character who learns to solve every problem while the others are still bickering over who left the milk out. Independence is your superpower, gentlemen. It's what makes you the Batman of your story. Self-made, self-sufficient, and always one step ahead. Number 8, empathy without attachment. Caring without becoming consumed. Growing up in dysfunction often means being surrounded by emotional vampires. People who drain you with their constant crises and complaints. But Sigma males develop a rare superpower in this chaos. Empathy without attachment. You see, while others might get entangled in the drama, you master the art of caring from a distance. As Daniel Goleman highlights in Emotional Intelligence, empathy is about understanding others' emotions without letting them hijack your own. Sigma males are like emotional ninjas. They observe, understand, and support, but they never lose their footing. Let's get real for a second. Your toxic family may have thrown tantrums that would put a toddler to shame. But instead of diving into the chaos, you became a silent observer. You learned when to engage and, more importantly, when to step back. This ability allows you to connect with people on a deep level without letting their emotional baggage weigh you down. Picture yourself at a family gathering. While everyone else is losing their minds over Aunt Karen's latest meltdown, you're sitting in the corner with a serene smile, offering sage advice like, "Perhaps we should all just breathe," before quietly exiting stage left. This skill isn't just practical, it's powerful. It allows you to be a source of strength for others without becoming a martyr. And that, gentlemen, is emotional intelligence at its finest. Number 9. The shadow of self-reflection, turning inward for strength. In a toxic family, you're often forced to look inward because looking outward is, frankly, exhausting. When the world around you is a mess, self-reflection becomes your escape and your weapon. It's like discovering a secret room in a chaotic house, a place where you can think, plan, and grow. As Marcus Aurelius wrote in Meditations, look well into yourself. There is a source of strength which will always spring up if you will always look. Sigma males take this advice to heart. You don't just reflect. You analyze, dissect, and extract lessons from every experience. This self-reflection is your mental gym. While others binge-watch TV to escape their problems, you're in your mind's dojo, sharpening your thoughts and refining your strategy. Imagine a young Sigma male surrounded by constant criticism. Instead of internalizing the negativity, he journals, reads books on psychology, and begins to understand not just himself, but the people around him. By adulthood, he's practically a life coach in disguise, armed with insights that others can only dream of. Here's where the humor kicks in. If introspection were a sport, Sigma males would be the undisputed champions. While others are busy arguing about who left the toilet seat up, you're out here solving life's existential riddles like, what is the meaning of happiness? Gentlemen, self-reflection isn't just a survival tool. It's your secret weapon for thriving in any situation. Number 10. The ultimate transformation, from victim to victor. Let's face it, growing up in a toxic family can feel like starting a video game on the hardest difficulty level. But guess what? Sigma males don't just play the game, they master it. The ultimate gift of a toxic upbringing is the transformation it inspires. You don't remain a victim of your circumstances. You become the hero of your own story. Joseph Campbell's The Hero's Journey describes this arc beautifully. The hero begins in the ordinary world, read, the chaos of a toxic family, faces trials and tribulations, and ultimately emerges transformed, equipped with wisdom and power. That's you, gentlemen. Here's a real-world example. Think of Oprah Winfrey. Born into poverty and surrounded by dysfunction, she didn't let her circumstances define her. Instead, she transformed her pain into purpose, becoming one of the most influential figures in the world. Now, let's add a touch of humor. If life is a movie, your toxic family is the over-the-top villain, and you're the underdog hero who rises above montage style to the sound of an epic soundtrack. You're out here turning your scars into stars, your wounds into wisdom. The takeaway here is simple. You're not just surviving, you're thriving. Every hardship has shaped you into the Sigma male you are today, a man who doesn't just endure, but excels. And that, gentlemen, is the ultimate flex. Gentlemen, being born into a toxic family wasn't a punishment. It was a profound gift. It gave you the strength, resilience, and independence that define the Sigma male. Embrace it, learn from it, and use it to fuel your journey toward greatness. If this video resonated with you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with others who might need to hear this message. Join this community of Sigma men striving for impactful living. Having said this, remain strong, remain committed, remain the Sigma you are.